Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel today. Um, Today I'm doing a video, and for a change, I'm going to be doing a bit of a whine about the Labour Party, but specifically about Keir Starmer. For a change, to be honest, I've done it quite a bit recently. Unfortunately, I haven't put any videos up for about a week. I've had a few health problems and everything, so it's the main reason I haven't. But obviously, if you haven't watched any of my videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Just help us out a tad bit. So if you could like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. So what we're going to talk about today is I saw an article when I was skimming along online yesterday about Keir Starmer's whining, because they were talking about he's been in the job for 100 days, well, it's over 100 days, and a lot of the problems that he's faced and the adversity he's struggled with. Well, to be honest, my view, and this is only my personal view, and everybody can disagree with me, I've got no problem with that and everything. A lot of this is brought on himself, okay, because, and this is the way I look at it, right, he's come into government, had a massive majority, one of the biggest ones since I personally can remember. I was alive in the days of Margaret Thatcher and her majorities. Remember Tony Blair when he had his massive majorities with New Labour and everything. Okay, don't believe any of their majorities were any bigger, but somebody may tell me different. Okay, but I don't personally believe that they were as big as what he's got. And let's look at what's actually happened. He's had MPs that have quit over things that he's doing now, which he never said that he was going to do in his manifesto, which his own MPs aren't happy with. He's had the summer riots. Okay, fair enough, not his fault, but there was, he was going against the summer riots, saying how everybody was extremely right wing, that was involved in them riots, which wasn't true. But when you had the carnival in Notting Hill, never said anything really about the people that went stabbing people during the carnival. Never said anything about that. Then obviously you got the winter fuel allowance. Now I've had my 10 pence on that and what I think that should be done. That is something which is really easy to resolve, but like any politician, and I can understand it, he's probably wanting to go a bit like Margaret Thatcher back in the day, when she said, "Oh, this lady is not for turning." And he don't want to back turn because he's going to be made to look weak and stupid. A bit like our first previous Conservative Prime Minister that we had. It was always back turning and looked weak. Okay, so I understand why he's not willing to do it. But he could still do what he wanted to do with the winter fuel allowance, but make a few little tweaks, I believe, which would have still protect the most vulnerable in society, as in the elderly. So that's something that could have easily been done. Then going on about this black hole. Now, to me, this is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Okay, fair enough, there was about a 10 billion black hole. But as a lot of economists say, a black hole is only a black hole if you keep them spending commitments. So the Conservatives' spending commitments might not have been as high as what Labour's are, which then makes you a black hole. And then when you come into power and automatically promise to give all your union buddies massive pay rises, absolutely ridiculous pay rises. I'm sorry to tell you this, Keir Starmer. So, Keir, somebody show Keir this video. You are going to piss off the general public. End of story. Okay, which comes on to my next little whine. Okay, which is the most recent one. Okay, which is good old freebie Britain at the moment within MPs. Now, if you go by the stats, okay, in the top 10 highest claimers in the last Parliament, 5 of them Conservative MPs. Okay, they weren't in the top 2, but 5 of them were Conservative MPs. Okay, one of them was my local MP. Okay, I'm not going to mention who my local MP is, because I don't want to get sued or anything. But there again, I think her claims were something like £20,000 over 5 years. So it's not, yeah, it is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money when you break it down to over a 5-year period. The top 2, okay, were Labour MPs. Keir Starmer at approximately 104,000. Number 2, personally can't remember what her name was. I believe it was a woman, Labour MP. Okay, over 40,000 in freebies. And you had one Liberal Democrat, okay, which was Ed Davey, but he was pretty low. He was under £20,000 in freebies. No SNP, no Greens, none of the Irish parties, no Plaid Cymru. None of them are on the list of the top 10. Now that's stats coming from Sky News. Okay, came out a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so I'll take it as that's correct. Okay. Now the problem is, and this is where the problem, and this is what Keir Starmer doesn't understand, in my view. If you're gonna bash when you was in opposition the previous government for taking freebies, and then at the same time you're taking freebies yourself, and you're doing it in overdrive, and you're even worse, and when you got people like Angela Rayner and a lot of your front bench MPs in the opposition at the time slacking off the Conservatives, and then it gets found out, one, you're a bunch of hypocrites, and 2, you're going to piss off the public when you get caught out. Surely you must have learned from the Conservatives. But if you're going to go down that route, you've got to be whiter on white. And then when you go and make a statement and say, right, since I've been Prime Minister, I'm going to pay back all the money for all the freebies that me and my wife have claimed since I've been Prime Minister, which at the time was, when it was announced, it was equivalent of £500 a week. Now, I don't even earn £500 a week as things stand at the moment. I'm on low income. Not going to complain, but I'm sure up and down the country that are plenty of people that would love to be claiming £500 in freebies, just given to them every week. They would absolutely love it. My wife, she would love me to be giving her £500 worth of freebies, of clothes and tickets and everything. I'll probably be in the good books every single week. But with the amount of money that Keir Starmer earns, because he doesn't just get his personal wages at the end of the day. If you go by how much he declared in his earnings at last time he had to do his taxes, that's not just his personal wages that he got as the leader of the opposition. Which brings me on to the other thing. Because it was the Labour Party who've always complained about Conservative MPs having second jobs. Because as far as I'm aware, the leader of the opposition doesn't earn £400,000 a week. I mean, £400,000 a year. The Prime Minister doesn't even earn £400,000 a year. Now, he might be getting a nice lucrative pension from being the former head of the CPS, but he's not retired. As last time I checked, he's still working. So my problem is, all of these problems, he needs to shut up whining about, because he's bringing all these problems on himself. And he needs to grow a backbone, do his job properly, shut up the whinging, and get on with it. Now, obviously, as I've had my little whinge now, tell me what you think. You know, leave your comments below. You know, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. You know, I don't expect everybody on the planet to agree with me. I expect people to disagree with me. You know, some of my previous videos, you know, people have disagreed with me in the past and left their comments, and I leave them there. You know, because, you know, in the country we live in, you know, if everybody wants to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so obviously I'm going to wrap things up now. You know, leave me your comments. Obviously, please subscribe to the channel and let us know what you think. But for now, thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you again a bit later. But for now, cheers.